Don't spread yourself too thin. You know, I've said this before about New Year's resolutions, is that people have too many big goals at the same time, and they implement them at the same time and expect to get results fast and easy. You can't spread your brain power out between multiple big projects and expect to get there quickly. You can't expect to get there without feeling burnt out or expecting to stay consistent if you're so spread out throughout those multiple goals. And there's nothing wrong with having multiple goals, but there's a simple way to fix that. And I call it the podium rule. Because you only want to focus on one big goal at a time, your main focus, whether it be making money, hitting the gym, like whatever it may be, you want that to be your main goal and your main focus that you spend the most time on. And I call it the podium rule because it's a podium. Podiums have third, first, and second, right? So you want to rank your goals into priorities, into which one you want the most. And you need to focus on one goal at a time. Like, you need to focus on your first goal when you set yourself some time to work on your first goal, your second goal, and your third goal. Let's say your goals are to, I don't know, make money, get a good body, and have fun. If those are your three goals, and making money is your number one goal, if you tell yourself that making money is your number one goal, then set yourself time to make money, however it may be, and don't let anything impede on that time. If your second goal is to get a good body, to work out, to get in shape or whatever, then set yourself some time every morning to go work out, and don't let anything impede on that time. You need to focus on staying consistent more than having a hard lift or whatever. You can lift as hard as you want, but if you do it twice a week and then don't do it for 2 weeks, nothing will happen to your body. Consistency is key. And if that's your main priority, then you need to prioritize staying consistent. Right? You can't let anything impede on the time you set yourself. If you set yourself 3 hours every morning after you work out to start a business, to run a business, like whatever it may be, to make money, don't let anything impede on that. If you get distracted by your phone, put it somewhere else. If people are distracting you, put headphones on. You can't let anything impede on that time. You need to prioritize your goals, right? And a couple weeks ago, I had just started YouTube. I had school finals coming up. I had wrestling. I had a bunch of stuff going on, right? And I was just overall overwhelmed. And I didn't have an income. I just had so much going on. I was overwhelmed, and I didn't know where to start. Do my homework, work on YouTube, blah 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 blah. And what that did was, because I didn't have any prioritization or like any ranking of what I needed to work on the most, I didn't work on anything. I sat there and I was like, oh, do I start this? Do I start this? Like, I didn't have any direction. I was in motion. I wasn't taking action, and I just felt burnt out even though I hadn't done anything. And now that I look at it, is that I was spread too thin. I had so much going on and no plan to work on it, and no priorities in my life. I didn't prioritize what I wanted. And so what I decided to do was I took 2 pieces of paper, and one I wrote down my priorities for my whole life, what I wanted to focus on throughout my whole life. And the second one was what my priorities were right now. And to be honest, they didn't match up. What I was prioritizing right now didn't guarantee any of the priorities for my whole life. And so something needed to change. I needed to prioritize different things and change what I was focusing on. You know, I thought focusing on school would be important right now, and it is important right now for certain career paths for what you want to do. But for what I wanted to do, I realized that it wasn't important to me, and I needed to change my priorities. I needed to rank them differently. So my life priorities were to have good relationships, make a lot of money, and live in the moment. Like just three simple things, right? That you'd expect anyone to do. But I needed to change my current priorities in order for that to happen. And whether I wanted to or not, my priorities had to have to lead me to my dream life, to the end goal, to the fruit, to the win, to the W, right? And my priorities didn't lead me there. So instead of prioritizing having fun and making memories, which I mean that's important. That's what people do when you're my age, but I decided that I needed to prioritize my business and YouTube and creating good habits for the rest of my life instead of these other things, because I know that down the road I'll be thankful for that and it'll lead me to where I want to end up. And honestly, it's helped a ton because I ranked my goals on a podium, because I prioritized what I needed to prioritize in order and set myself time to do them. I've stopped being in motion and I've taken action, and that's honestly helped a lot. And if you are struggling to get to your goals, if you're struggling to have plans and you don't know where to start, if you're spread too thin, then you need to stop, look at your priorities for your life, look at your current priorities, and you need to change things. If it doesn't fit your future objective, then you need to forget about it, or you need to rank it lower, or you need to do something. But you have to change your current identity to line up with your future identity.